Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Bimdolph, Jim Dolph, whatever you want to call me. Please excuse my little level 225 as I sip water because I'm recording this thing the second like I've been talking. I don't know, but it's just my thoughts have been all over the place. And I I'll tell you this, I applied to medical school, I've been doing other things, secondaries, all that. So I'm not just doing this. I'm working and it's like I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, I'll tell you that. But anyways, 2025 has been a shitty year. I'll say that much. And I don't know if I'm definitely not the only person that's dealt with this, and I mean anybody else too. It's just that's reality. I mean, firstly, my year didn't start off that well. My ex girlfriend now, I this girl that I knew from like college when I was 18, and like kind of just rekindled and started talking to each other and all that stuff. We talked over, you know, phone and and then eventually led to a trip to go see each other in like Utah because we lived in different states. And I'll tell you this, I learned a lesson about that, and what can I say? But anyways, we met and we ended up going there together. That I mean that's how it works, right? But like the first 3 days were fine, and then like we got into kind of an argument, and I kind of saw what kind of person she was after this fucking cool clip. I'll say more, but that shit sucks. That I got split, but I got a heart. That's all that matters. But anyways, like I kind of like got to learn who this person was in person, and like they lied to me about a bunch of things, and then they lied when I was there about another scenario, and it just like I really questioned myself because like this girl gave me like a lot of information about herself prior, and the red flags were there. I'll tell you that. And I don't know. And I just spent my plane ticket to go see her and all that stuff, and it like you know it you know whatever. But it just sucked because like to me like I talked to her putting out boundaries, and then she ended up just lying about a bunch of stuff to me, and it wasn't great, and I felt like manipulated and like all that kind of stuff, and it made me not want to date the rest of the year or like really talk to anyone. And it like put an impact, on that kind of scenario of things, and I don't know. And it just sucked because this person didn't really apologize, and like it just the last few days, man, she was so mean to me. And it was very weird. I don't know. Her like whole demeanor of herself kind of changed, and like I mean there's other things that happened, but like the biggest thing was like, she lied to me. And like if I knew about that stuff earlier that she lied to me about, I wouldn't have gone because I'm trying to get better at boundaries and stuff. But I wouldn't have gone to go see her and all that stuff because I already told myself I don't want to date somebody like that. But what can you do? It happens. It's a big learning lesson. People are shitty. She was a shitty person to me. I can't say she's a shitty person in all general, but she's a very strong person. I'll give you that. I mean, most people that the shit that she's gone through, like I don't think anybody could kind of like survive that shit or like no without losing it, I guess. But like she, I'll tell you, she's a strong person. I'll give her that. She's a very strong person. But other than that, she treated me like shit. So I'll say that. But furthermore, after I got back from that, I ended up taking my MCAT, and this is just like take cause this is the second time I took it, and it just kind of sucked because like I took a different approach to it, dealing with the breakup and all that stuff, and like it was hard. It was very hard, and it's very lonely because when you're taking the MCAT, you're like studying like nonstop, and you take these like practice exams that are 8 hours, and you take it like almost like every weekend. So I took like I don't know, like 15 to 20 in total, I think. Or maybe like 15, not something that crazy, but something like that. And then I took the MCAT. And I didn't get the score that I wanted. I did a little bit better on my last MCAT, but it was just like by a few points. And I know why I got that. And um, it was just like it just sucks. And here's my nuke. It's cool, right? Fucking sniper nuke. It's pretty sick, especially on this map, the flagship map. It's pretty happy about it because it's such a small map, and like, but I feel like I was able to control the areas pretty well. But yeah, that's my sniper nuke. There you go. Happy birthday, everyone. And I just realized I went 32 and 0, which is actually cooler. But anyways, um here's another. This I think this is my other nuke. But anyways, I, took my MCAT, did all that, and then, I didn't do that great. I didn't do what I wanted. So, um kind of sucked because like it made me like reevaluate a lot of things, and like then I just started to work on like my application for medical school. And you know, and I started working and all that stuff, and it was just like, yeah, I mean that's what happened. And and I mean at the time, like I was dealing with other things like personally, like uh I don't know, just like it just wasn't really, I wasn't really like up to par with certain things, and like it just kind of like affected who I was mentally. And yeah. But anyways, I ended up applying to medical school, did all that, and then I just did all my secondaries recently. And like I've kind of really reflected on this year, and it's just like I haven't really done a lot. And it's like, it's not like I'm not, I don't know. It's hard to say because like I could have done more things, like, and I just kind of like felt like it was a very sedentary year to me because like the ex-girlfriend thing, like it just like it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. It literally feels like I just went on a trip like a few weeks ago, and it's flew by so fast. And oh shit, I forgot this guy was fucking popping off. This guy had a quad feed in my game. Fucking quad feed. And he's still going. He's still going. Look at him. What? That I didn't even realize that shit. That shit was crazy. That guy had a crazy ass clip. I didn't even realize that until I'm like watching this fucking thing over again. But anyways, I just got sidetracked by that shit. And like, but and like I applied on medical school stuff. I got rejected by a few, and I got like secondaries and stuff, and I haven't heard anything back except for like one of the programs. Like they denied me, but they were like, we you seem like a strong candidate to like try out our master's program and to like go into medical school type thing. And I'm like, all right, I'll do that because like just my background and stuff like that, and like it's just like this is one of the best ways I can get into like an MD program, which I really want more than anything. And and I'm hoping it goes that way. And it's it, you know, and it's like I've worked a long time on this stuff to get here to where I'm at, and just like I've had a lot of big hiccups in the road to get here. And and there's a good chance that I might have to retake the MCAT a third time because like I kind of learned through my mistakes, and like I get better every time, with that kind of stuff. And it's just like, doesn't really make you that happy, I guess. And it's just like if like you have like regrets because like if people take, oh my god, this guy was fucking popping off. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by this dude. What the hell? Oh my gosh, he was still going. That's like he hit like 3 quad feeds this game, but he was using that gun because I think this was before they patched the shadow or whatever. Um, but like the more that I like implement these like things that have been going on in my life, it's kind of like made a big impact. And as as I get to like this near goal, and I'm like just sitting here in this purgatory state, like I just I really want to get into medical school. Like I really want to be a physician at the end of the day because I enjoy it, and like I like that, like helping that patient interaction and just being a better person. And and I've dealt with, I almost died here, but like and I've dealt with all these different things going on in my life, and it's just kind of like affected to the point where I'm at. And it's like I don't want to be sitting here like, honest to God, I don't want to be playing this game. Like I'd rather be doing some like medical school stuff or medicine type stuff because as you can tell, I'm like I was already a prestige master too, and I think I'm like 250 now, almost 250. And I just don't want to waste my like life away on doing this. And I'm just doing this to kind of get the time to pass by a little bit, as I do other things. And like I've also been thinking like upcoming year, like I really want to get like a job in research and like look primarily like at brain tumors and stuff. So that'd be pretty cool. and like, and I really want to do that, and like those are some of the goals, you know, that I want to do. But like, I think this come around this next year, like I don't want to be sedentary like this ever again. And just kind of like having this person affect my life earlier this year, you know, look at a more positive aspect to things, because there's other things like my mental health wise. One of the things like I've done this year is go to therapy for my OCD, and like it took me a while to find a good therapist, and you know, for the OCD stuff, and it's, you know, now it's like it's really helped, and it's gone to a point where I'm making videos and making a commentary on a fucking video, because I don't think I would have done that for some time, you know. And as you know, the 2025 year kind of like goes, you know, gives off like the end of whatever's going on, like I could finally say like, you know, like um I can finally say like, you know, it's time to move on, and you know, it's kind of taking me some time to get to this point, and it's been a minute, and it takes some time, you know, and it's not the, you know, sometimes things are just like that, and I don't know, and I'm trying to do like 100 different things at the same time, and that's difficult. But I'm just gonna say this, you know, just got to keep moving. Sucks, but yeah.